Good morning, this is Nicholas from Gandora Gaming, and I bring you all my updated green-purple Dolphy deck profile post OP06. Now, the reason why this is updated, is for the simple fact that I posted pre-OP06 literally like last week. Like, I made a whole deck profile on it, I had a lot of fun making it, and it's already got improved. Like, I already made so much changes to the deck that I have to make a new video updating you guys so you're up to date on the best way to play one of the best control leaders into the new format. So, why is Green Purple Dolphy absolutely amazing in the new format? Well, because Birdcage is an insane card that is actually really good in the upcoming format. With the death of Sakazuki, we have access to more lower level characters entering the meta. Yes, we still have to deal with Moria KOing everything, but besides Moria, that's it. Moria is a less good Sakazuki, meaning more players are experimenting with lower cost characters, meaning more decks, including Red, are going to enter the format. And Red, in general, really don't like Birdcage because they like playing 5 or less cost characters that completely get stranded in the Birdcage's web, which is pretty great for us. I think the new format is going to have a lot of powerful cards. I still think yellow is the best color going into the format, but even yellow has a lot of low-cost characters that get stuck within our webs. So this is the updated list. As you can see, I've made some incredible changes to the deck, and that's what I want to discuss today, because I've been having so much fun on this simulator and looking through other people's deck profiles that I wanted to make the best version possible for you guys, and this is the best version I come up with as of now. Now, I will say, caveat, this deck list does get better with the Memorial Pack in May. So if you don't know, the Green Purple Doflamingo is getting one new wave of support in the Memorial Pack, which is pretty awesome. That new card is White Off, which is the funniest name for a card, but it's a new event that we are getting that basically says, hey, rest to dawn, give a character or you, leader, 4,000 power, then look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add a Donquixote Pirates monster, and then shuffle the rest back in the deck. It's a very powerful card that helps refresh our hands, which is probably the one issue this version has right now, that you sometimes just go through your whole hand, but that will be resolved with this upcoming card because it's a spell card that protects us and replaces itself, which is really good. So instead of White Off, I am playing Pump Gibson because Pump Gibson is still really good. It does allow you to rest a 4-lost character, which is great underneath Spiderweb. And of course, Spiderweb, as I mean Birdcage, because Birdcage locks everything, which is really good. But I think that will be what I replace once we get into the White Off card, which is really strong. So let's actually discuss the new changes to the deck. As you can see, we are playing Kaido now. Kaido is really strong in this deck. He's just really amazing for the simple fact that he's a 9-cost rush character that lowers Dawn, which actually does matter. The simple fact is that we need more characters besides our lovely useless Captain Kidd to lower our cost in Dawn, and Kaido does that pretty well. Kaido lowers our cost, allowing us to KO a character on field, usually a blocker, and push for a lot of damage. I've won a lot of games because my opponent did not realize I had a Kaido left in hand. It's really strong. New addition as a rush character that we're also getting in this deck is Hody Jones. Hody Jones is absolutely insane for the simple fact that he's a 7-cost character that does not use any Dawn. He rests 2 4-less characters, and he punches for life, which is really good. Now, you do have to be careful with your Hody Jones, because he is a mandatory lose a life. You don't get the option just to play him, and then don't use his rush effect. You have to rush, and you have to rest cards. So, he's really strong, but you gotta use him correctly. So, I think the perfect ratio of 3 Kaido, 3 Hody Jones is perfect. And I think Hody Jones is a great addition to Green Purple Dolphy. It gives us a more lethal killing ability while also being a control deck. Because if we have our lovely Birdcage on field and we summon out Hody Jones, we can rest 2 4Ks on field and then just punch in the face, which is really, really powerful. Especially if you go special summon Hody Jones, swing, then turn after, summon out a Kaido. Like, that's just rush. You're just rushing your opponent down. And it's actually very powerful. No one expects that from a green player, especially a green-purple player. So I think that's a really good combination. Other cards that we have included is Blast Breath. Blast Breath is a really solid card I'm testing out right now. It's either that or Hell's Judgment. Hell's Judgment is debatably better because it's a 2 cost, -1 Dawn, give 2 characters -3,000 power. But Blast Breath is just -1 Dawn, 1 cost card that gives 4,000 power. So it's debatable which one you want to play. It's up to you, honestly. I'm testing out Blast Breath because I usually have Hell's Judgments in the deck, but this could easily just be Hell's Judgment. As for the normal Donquixote Doflamingo ratios, nothing's really changed. We did cut a green Dolphy, the 10-drop, just because we usually don't summon 4 a game. We usually just need 3. And that's fine by me. So I think 3 is just a good ratio for a 10k, especially if we're summoning a Kaido, because sometimes we never actually even summon a Dolphy because we're already going for game with our other boss monster, that being Kaido. I think our spell ratio is perfect. We're playing 12 counter spells. Pump Gibson, Spider's Web, Charleston, and Blast Breath. Charleston is also really good. I've experimented with this card in the past. I think this is the first green-purple Dolphy that's actually featured it in the list. This card is actually really good because you can just pitch any dead card in hand and you restand 3 Dawn, allow you to survive some really big pushes. Just for example, I wish I could have showed this game. I'm still working on how to show games on my tablet. But basically, I went against an NL player, and he had Big Mom, what's it called, Yamato, and Hody Jones on field, and he was pushing for game. I had 0 life, but because I had the ability to restand my Dawn twice, because I had multiple Claris and Stones in hand, I was just able to eat all his attacks and still have game and lethal. It was actually pretty powerful and pretty impressive on my part. So I really think Charleston Stones, just for the simple fact it gives you the option to restand cards, restand your Dawn in particular, it's just a very important card. As for the other Donquixote Doflamingos, I think the ratios have not changed. We're still playing 4 of the Baby 5 at Search, and of course the 4 Baby 5 2k counter, the 4 Viola as a 2k counter, the 4 Sugar, because Sugar rests any unit, which is just pretty insane, and we're one of the only 2 leaders that can actually play Sugar at its best ability. We're also, of course, playing 3 Diamante. I did cut Diamante to 3. He's a really good card. He's a 5k blocker, but you only summon 1 or 2 of them a game, and I felt like because he does get removed pretty easily, especially when Sakazuki was around, I think 3 is just a fine ratio for him. And I still, of course, we're playing 4 Mach Vice because Mach Vice is incredible and just a really, really great card. The fact that he can rest a 5 or less character is really, really strong, especially with bird cages on the field. And he restands a Dawn and end phase, so instead of restanding 2, you restand 3, which is absolutely incredible and just really, really good in general. Overall, this is my list, and I'm really happy about it. I think Hody Jones is a great addition in OP06 for the simple fact that he gives his deck even more rushing ability as a 7k beat stick, which this deck actually plays a lot of top-heavy characters, if you haven't noticed. We're playing 12 top-heavy characters. We're playing 3 10-drop Dolphy, 3 9-drop Kaido, and then 3 7-drop Hody Jones, and 3 7-drop Eustace Captain Kidd. That's a lot of top-heavy cards, and I just want to be able to search multiple times with Baby 5 and not worried about putting all my top heavy cards on the bottom of the deck, because we're playing so many of them that I'm just bound to have one in life or just draw into it naturally. So that's kind of the idea with playing so many. I really like it as a 12 ratios. We're playing so much event cards to protect our lives anyway that it's fine. And I really do think this is the perfect list. You all can tell me in the comments what you would change. but I really do think this is absolutely incredible, and I can't wait to test this out at my locals. Not next week because it's not legal next week, but the week after. I'll probably play this as the first deck profile in OP06. But that's just because I don't think I'll have Green Perona built all the way by the time 2 weeks comes around, because OP06 is short printed like a motherfucker. There's only my OTS is only getting 8 boxes, which is, I don't know if they be like 8 like cases or just 8 boxes. I think it'd be like cases, but even then, that's pretty small. So we'll just have to see. Hope you all enjoy. Don't do anything stupid, and I'll see y'all next one. Bye bye.